Welcome to day 73. It is June 12th. At just past 1200 mile mark northbound. Stayed at a campsite called Black Sawarda for whatever reason. I guess it's the name of the creek that sometimes runs through here. Today, the goal is to get into Port Clinton, whether that's early in the day or late in the day. And no matter, got a resupply box there, the post office, and need to pick that up. My guess is if I'm not in town by 4 o'clock, I have to wait till they open tomorrow morning to get it. So who knows what the day brings, what the train is. I imagine there will be rocks. Right now there aren't very many, but there sure were a crap ton of them on the way to the campsite. I'm feeling a little tired this morning, but that all changes. So I'm just gonna get in the harness and walk. The key in walking for me, for walking the rocks in Rocksylvania, is to just set a moderate pace. If you try to walk too fast, then I end up out walking my ability to pick where I want to place my feet and stumbling and stuff like that. So don't want to do that today. The terrain is very rolly today, so the main obstacle is rocks and blowdowns. I was thinking to myself yesterday that this stretch of trail seems to be one of the least maintained of all of them that I've been on so far. Case in point, we have a blowdown coming up here. This isn't a terrible obstacle, but there have been any number of those along the trail. And the crazy thing is that this trail, Pennsylvania, is so accessible. We're less than a mile from we're about a mile from the road here. So carrying any equipment to take care of this would not be a problem. I expect that my landscape is going to look a lot like what you're seeing here for 13 miles. There is a pretty steep descent into town. We'll see what that brings. I would suspect some rocks, but you never know. Sometimes the top part is rocky, the bottom part is gentle. So, welcome to my day 73. Got to get to town, get my resupply. I need to get a fuel canister, and I've got a piece of equipment at the mailbox too, extra padding for my shoulder straps. I've lost a little weight, and so my collarbones don't have as much meat on them, and especially with heavy loads, my straps are digging into my shoulders, so I've got extra auxiliary pads to go on the shoulder straps. So hopefully that'll make things a little easier to bear. I will be loaded out with a full load of food from Port Clinton, getting there a little quicker than I thought I would, so still have a day left over. It's kind of my story. I carry too much food and too much water. However, if you're going to err with anything, those are the things to err on, I think. So today I may eat some extra snacks just to pump some calories in my system, because I've got a full 5-day load of food and some other things, so my pack will be a lot heavier going out of Port Clinton. It's a lot easier to make miles with a lighter pack, a lot more comfortable. So it's just the backpacker's way. Some of these folks that are doing longer days will load out maybe 4 days of food and then get to a resupply every 4 days, but just don't know how that works. I need to look ahead and see kind of where my next resupply is going to be. I have like 70, 80 miles left in Pennsylvania. Let's just figure 12 miles a day. That's 6 days. So in a week, I should be in New Jersey. And I understand there are some rocks in New Jersey too for some miles, but that New Jersey is a really pretty state. They also have lots of black bears, so have to be careful in New Jersey. But it goes through western Jersey, the part that almost nobody sees, and it's rural and beautiful, and so I'm kind of anxious to see something new. So I'm taking you along with me on my day 73, this Appalachian Trail through hike journey, starting into the count up to 700 miles. Just crossed 600 miles a day ago. And now we're working on 700. That seems unreal to think I've hiked 700 miles. Let me see, did I make a wrong turn here? It's hard to tell sometimes here. No, I'm sure I didn't. It's the other thing, this section has a bunch of these blind little trail runoffs. There's a blaze. Well, maybe. And it isn't blazed as well as it could be. Here's a blaze. Okay, we're on the right track. Well, the annoying rocks are starting. These are the kind that you just have to walk around. I can deal with those. So I'm going to put this camera up and concentrate on walking, and we'll see you on down the trail. So I believe these are blueberry bushes. I could be corrected, but they're just in bloom. Pennsylvania is known for blueberries. However, I'm a little early, just like I was early for the blackberries, but there have been a whole bunch of this along the top of this ridge. So anyway, thought it was kind of interesting. So I'm coming into Port Clinton and I saw this. This is a list of all the Port Clinton natives that served in war. And then got to cross the bridge over here to get into town. And I got to go to the post office, get my packages, and then walk another mile to a hiker pavilion, where I'm going to stay for the night, and then Cabela's picks up there at 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, so I can go get my fuel canister and they'll bring me back. So got kind of a tight schedule, but it is what it is. It is roughly 3:15, so I need to go to the post office and get my package and packages, load them up, walk a mile, get myself settled, hopefully, and then make a run to Cabela's, and then if possible I'm gonna have a town meal tonight, so I'm doing okay. A little hot. Yes, I do actually. So this is my domicile for the night. This is Port Clinton Hiker Pavilion. It's St. John's Lutheran Church in town runs it, and they just asked for a contribution. So I'm going to get in here and get settled down. There's a shuttle to Cabela's, which is 3 or 4 miles down the road, and I'm going to take it into Cabela's. I need to get a fuel canister. Oh, awesome. They even have, I just stopped at somebody's house and got water, but they even have some jugs of water here, although they look empty. So I'm going to try to put my hammock up across a couple of these posts for the night. Looks like I should be able to do that. And that's where I'm going to be bunking in. Trying to get myself settled here and ready for when the shuttle comes from Cabela's. I know I smell like a swine fresh out of a hog wallow, but that is the deal. I don't know if you can see, so tonight I had dinner at Red Robin. That's a little different than freeze-dried food and dehydrated food. Actually ended up getting a solid from Cabela's. They have a shuttle from the Hiker Pavilion to Cabela's, but they don't usually shuttle back. But when I called in this afternoon, they said they would shuttle me back. So my driver went to bat for me, and he said, just come back whenever you're done, and I'll make sure you get back. So I got a little something extra today. I got my fuel canister that I needed from Cabela's and a sun shirt that I'm going to try. The one I have just is too hot. I don't know if this will be any better, but hopefully it will. And then Red Robin had a good burger and a couple of orders of fries, a couple of lemonades. I'm thoroughly hydrated, and now I get a ride back to my pavilion, and I'm going to sleep the night, and I'm going to get on the trail sometime tomorrow. I don't expect to do a huge day tomorrow. It's a climb out of Port Clinton. So I need to look and see what my options are. Tonight I haven't. I've got a bunch of food to repackage from my mail drop. My pack is heavy as lead with so much food. But that is the life of an AT thru hiker. Your pack gets lighter, you go faster. Your pack gets heavier, you go slower. So don't know what the rocks will be like tomorrow. From what I understand, the rocks continue on and off all the way into the beginning part of New Jersey. So, can you tell I'm excited? But anyway, I was talking to the Lord this morning. I've been kind of blue and discouraged. I don't know if it was sleep or something. Just today has been a hard day. And the Lord told me He had a surprise for me. And the surprise is my ride back out of town. I got in and out really quickly. I've got the things I need. And now I get a ride back, and the shuttle driver was awesome. Awesome, nice fellow named Marty. And he went to bat for me, said that they had promised me before I made plans for the shuttle that they would deliver me back, and he said they would. So I'm going to go in and talk to the service desk and see if they'll get that arranged, and hopefully I can get back in time to throw out my hammock for the night and get a good night's rest. I need a good night's sleep tonight. I've got a lot of the other things in place. Here you can see walking toward Cabela's. So Anyway, God is good, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. I've been hiking 5 days now in the semi-rocks. So the first day or so wasn't so bad. And by myself. I was with a shelter mate the other night, which was nice just to have somebody to talk to. Today, not so much. I've had the kindness of a couple of people. There's a construction worker on the way into Port Clinton. It was boiling hot, and I was in a time crunch to get to the post office, and he said, "Hey, do you need some water?" And he went into his construction trailer and brought me out 2 ice cold waters, which I quickly downed. I was counting on a water source that wasn't there, so I was a little thin on water today. That was fantastic. And then the owner of the barber shop in town in Port Clinton said, "On your way out of town, stop by the barber shop." So it free coffee in Danish, and he's kind of a through hiker kind of guy. He writes for one of the AT guides, and so and then tonight I get a shuttle ride back, and it's such a blessing. There's so many wonderful people around that do so much for you. So anyway, that is kind of what my day has been. The wrap up is it was 13.5 miles, and honestly it's probably been the worst day of rocks today that I've had. It wasn't terrible, but it just wears on you after a while. When every step you have to watch your foot placement, and I felt like I was just plodding along. You can't go but so fast. My brain can only process my foot placement but so fast, so you can't make really good time. I guess actually I did make pretty good time, but it didn't feel like it. So that's a wrap up of day 73. So what I didn't say earlier in my wrap up is that this is the largest Cabela's in the world, and it also has the largest taxidermy collection in the state. Those aren't the reasons why I came here, but it's kind of interesting. This is in Hamburg, Pennsylvania. So got to be in the largest Cabela's in the world. Well, this is the wrap up to the wrap up to the wrap up, day 73. But I'm here hanging in my hammock in the hiker pavilion. You can kind of see around behind me there. Today was a hard day. It was hot. I just felt tired from the get-go. I had a lot of things to do. Just a lot of unknowns, and so it's been hard. I had to really push to get into town. I did make it in good time. I mean, I made 13.5 miles by 3:30. The rocks were pretty gnarly, and then the climb down into town was just steeper than all get out. I got down and my legs, I had to walk. My legs were just jelly for a little while. And then didn't really have any time to wait around. I had to go to the post office and get my box and all that stuff, and then walk here to the pavilion and get water. There's no water at the pavilion, but there's somebody down the road that has a sign out that says you can get water here at our spigot. So I stopped and got some water. Came here. It was blazing hot. I'm sure it's like 85, and no shade. And then arranged for the Cabela's pickup. Went and shopped and got supper. And then when I went to come back, they didn't know where the van was to bring me back, so I had to wait 30-45 minutes. But anyway, it all happened, which was really nice in a compressed time frame, because otherwise I would have had to go in tomorrow morning at 10 and they would bring me back at 1, so I would have wasted a whole day. So as it is, I'm just beat tonight. I have things to do. I'm just not doing them. I'm just taking a load off. Tomorrow morning I need to repackage my food and get it in better shape to get in my pack. I'm going to stop by the barber shop. The barber gave me a personal invitation to coffee and Danish in the morning, so I'm going to do that. Hopefully I'm going to charge my phone and my camera, my video camera, while I'm there. on the way out of town. My friend Caboose says that the climb out of Port Clinton is pretty gnarly, which sounds really exciting. The shuttle driver did tell me that it's supposed to cool off tomorrow, and that there's actually some chance of showers tonight because cooler air is coming in, and there's chance of showers the next several days, but it isn't like drenching rain. It's just a chance of showers passing through. And honestly, today a shower would have felt good. So it's just one of those highs and lows of the trail. I mean, I think I pushed my body pretty hard over the last several days getting here to Port Clinton, and I just needed a break and some good food. And so I'm gonna not expect so much of myself tomorrow. If I get anywhere between 5 and 8 miles in to somewhere where I can camp with water, I'll be happy. If I get that climb knocked out of the way, I kind of honestly would rather climb up over rocks than descend over gnarly rocks. I think the rocks continue, so my goal is to get out of Pennsylvania alive. Get out of Pennsylvania and get out of these rocks. They're just they mess with you, and there really isn't all that much. There aren't that very many views, and you're just kind of so far Pennsylvania has been a little disappointing in the scenery department, but it's part of the trail and needs to be done, and I want to defeat the rocks of Pennsylvania, not have them defeat me. So that's a wrap up of day 73 in Port Clinton in the Hiker Pavilion, which it's a blessing to be here, and I'm just looking forward to a good night's sleep tonight.